Hi everyone, it's Cherry Enchantress. I'm here with another pick a card reading, and today's subject is who is your twin flame? I feel like I have addressed it before in different ways, and I want to, just let everybody know ahead of time. This time I only have 3 piles, so it's very general. It's really, really going to be take what resonates and leave the rest. It's going to be a combination of possibly visually how they look, a lot of personality, possibly ancestry, and then there's going to be messages also, either messages from your guides or messages from the ancestors of your twin flame. The other thing is I see a lot of mirroring things going on here because I know the majority of you are female interested in males, but there definitely are females interested in females. So that's going to cause maybe some of you to look at it differently, right, than others. Just saying, this applies for everybody and every sex and every kind of sexual preference. But that being said, I also want to say that you might just see yourself in this and along with your twin flame. So I'm just giving you some variables here. And each pile is a little bit different from the other. And so, but you can definitely listen to all 3 of them and take pieces from each one, because maybe one has, I will be doing a little bit with signs, just a little, clues possible. And also maybe another will have a little bit of appearance or nationality or personality. So you can gather clues from each pile. I'll do more of these so you have a more variety to choose from in the future, so you won't be just dependent on that these 3 piles are the answer to your question, because this is not for everybody, right? This is for a few of you out there, but I feel like there are messages for everybody out there. So watch it and take what resonates. Also take the messages to heart, because there's some special messages from spirit to especially the divine feminines out there. All right, so we have 3 piles. Here's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pile 1 is the Isaura ring. Pile 2 is the diamond ring. Pile 3 is the ocean ring. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Blow out your breath. Open your eyes. And right before you pick the pile that's meant for you, just real quickly, I want to say that this crown is from Melanie's shop, and so is this ring, in case anybody's wondering. All right, let your eyes drift to the pile meant for you, and let us begin. All right, here is pile number 1 with the Isaura ring. Maybe I'll make that a contest. What is the name of my aunt? What is the name of that special ring? Now most of you should know that one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start, just for visual purposes. I put the tarot on top, but I did start the reading when I shuffled in my special reading room. I started with the goddesses and sirens and the gods and titans cards, okay? And so what we have here, we have Aphrodite and self-love. So if you're interested in women, then possibly your feminine counterpart is like Aphrodite, the Greek goddess Aphrodite. If you are female, this might just be a message for you, okay? So that's how I want you guys to consider this as best as you can. Just fit yourself wherever you feel works for you. So Aphrodite is about self-love, and it's also romantic love. So this is talking about romantic love coming into focus, which is real important, because that's the crux of the twin flame, is romantic love. I mean, it's a spiritual love. But it begins at self-love, right? Self-love is kind of goes in sync with the twin flame journey. And it's also, but it's saying that right now it's coming into focus. So it's time to kind of build your love of self-esteem of yourself from the inside out. So you might be feeling fear, but you only feel the fear because you lack a little bit of self-love and acceptance. So now it's a time to draw upon, those inner feelings of acceptance. Just truly accept and love yourself. If you haven't already done that, and a lot of times we slip back into old patterns. We might be going through periods of time where we're doing really great with our self-love, and then it could take anything that throws us back off course. So try to stay the course, and research ways in order to help with your self-love. If you would like any information on Aphrodite after the reading, you can email me and I can tell you how Aphrodite can help you with your self-love. But we're going to move along here. So let's see what you have for gods and titans. For the gods and titans, so you have Ul. Ul is focus. This is about a person who is clear-minded and focused, has a focused intent because they know it's necessary for success right now. And also somebody who has a lot of stamina and is willing to put in the effort for long-term projects. So this is excellent for your divine counterpart, your twin flame, to have the stamina for this journey. It's very helpful, and they're willing to go the distance, basically. Also, they have a lot of focus, like they're focused on you, and you are the one that they want, and they're going to make sure they get what they want. And then, of course, you're gorgeous and beautiful, but there'll be times where you're feeling a little insecure. So don't, just so you know, your counterpart or the masculine in this, we're just going to say Ul is the masculine, represents the masculine, and your twin flame could be, or the masculine could be Scandinavian or Germanic. If you are watching this and you're masculine, interested in women, then your feminine could be Greek heritage, not necessarily heritage, but maybe ancestry, maybe that her lineage from long ago, could be a Greek connection there. So yeah, Greek goddess connection, connected to the gods. All right, and so let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. So you got Death, which is could be Scorpio, and this is saying sunset roads of metamorphosis. So it's very much like the butterfly and the cocoon, the butterfly coming out of the cocoon kind of thing. This, the Death card is all about life and death and rebirth and transmutation, transitions, anything Scorpio in 8th house. And it could be this person, the twin flame, whether it's the masculine or feminine in here, has maybe cheated death or seen a lot of death, but I get the sense that they've been close to death a lot, in certain circumstances. They've led a very kind of risky life at times, and so yeah, so that's that. I feel like, or they could be an 8th house person where they're always testing the borders, the edges of life and death kind of situations. Then you also have the Hermit, which is Virgo, and the Virgo is seed of light in the darkness. So this could be your twin flame, your masculine, or this could be you, or this could represent aspects of your union together, what you create together. So sometimes that happens. There's in these twin flame readings, sometimes you see yourself, sometimes you see him, and then sometimes you see your baby, like what you are together. Really, your relationship is your baby, right? So that could be it. But the Hermit here, I feel like this is still the counterpart. This is still your twin flame, that they've encountered so many situations where they've kind of separated themselves sometimes from humanity. As much as they love the world and love people and stuff, they feel like they need to separate themselves and have time alone. So these people, or this person, is the kind of person that enjoys solitude, and it could be somebody who's a little bit older or wiser, or even just acts old and wise, Maybe they're wise beyond their years kind of person. And then finally have Judgment, which is kind of like another death card. So this is kind of a heavy person, not heavy weight, but heavy in emotions, because it's like they've seen it all. They've been through so much. It can kind of make a person jaded at times, but really they're good-natured people. It's just they're kind of they could be going through an awakening right now, or this could be you, like you're hearing your purpose. This is also about kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes and a freedom from suffering. So I mean, it's like a lot of positivity here in this kind of deeper kind of emotions and feelings and such. And that's the Illuminati Tarot, by the way. And next we have some cards from the Angels and Ancestors. So with the Angels and Ancestors, we've got Shapeshifter. So the Shapeshifter is the kind of person that can transform. It is very adaptable. They sort of unveil themselves before you, kind of thing. They're very, very talented people, and they're very easy. They might change, but not in a bad way. Like they change according to, the settings and the people and the environment, and they have this really close connection with animals. And to me, this is kind of like, it shows a man here, but it reminds me a lot of an enchantress, where the enchantress will change her shape in order to see people in a different way and get different reactions from people. And see, you won't take this person at face value, right? You'll see way more to them than meets the eye, kind of thing. So yeah, they can be very handsome, extremely beautiful and extremely handsome, and yet there'll be moments where for some reason they seem really old and wise, or some moments they look different at different times, so when you look at them, they might not always look the same, I think. And then we have the White Witch. So this could be you, or this could be the person. So if you're female and you like a female, or if you're male and you like a female, this could be your counterpart. The White Witch is all about the light, and she's a maiden, and she's gentle and innocent and pure and loving. Ooh, I had to sneeze. And so they could actually be the same person, but I feel like these could be definitely the two separate energies here, the masculine and the feminine. And she's the kind of person that wants the best for the whole world. Like, she has this kind of desire to save the world, to change the world, make it a better place. And what she needs to focus on, so if this is you, what you need to focus on is you're an empath, and sometimes you get sucked into negative chatter, gossip and things like that you don't need to do. And so you need to kind of stay your course and be the light. That's what it's saying. Be the light. Don't get sucked in to the negative things people do around you. So if you're in one of those kind of jobs where there's a lot of gossipy people and it doesn't serve you and it's feeling wrong, you're feeling uncomfortable, you might want to change that situation. You know, might want to get out of that, because the more you grow, the more empathetic you get, and the more that this negative energy can affect you. So it's good to get away from that. And then we have the warrior. So be fearless and stand strong. So I think this applies to both the masculine and the feminine in this situation. There's this primal, fierce love. He is of love. He's the light. You know, so this person can be surrounded by darkness, but he's shining the light. So the masculine in this is also of the light, both the masculine and the feminine. And this shows where you mirror each other. And he is of the light, even though he's surrounded by dark things. So you kind of similar, you know, it's like you both might be getting sucked into negative thoughts or negative talk or negative people, but you've got to stick with your light and shine your light. And sometimes you might have to shape shift in order to maneuver through these situations. All right, and so finally, let's see, we've got this is the Barbarian astrology cards, and you've got Pluto, which is perfect, right? This is kind of a heavy one, but Pluto to me is, you know, it's the planet of Scorpio, and so we have a very kind of 8th house Pluto Scorpio kind of reading here. This person that's touched death, has come close to death. This person that could be in the dark sometimes, but shines their light like you shine your light. And so Pluto's about the underworld. It's life, death, rebirth, and sex, and it's about power and control, and a desire for personal freedom from confining mindsets. So you both shared this thing where these outside people have such confining ways of seeing things, and they're sort of toxic and negative and bring you down. So you both need to escape from these toxic kind of mindsets. You need that freedom, and I think you'll find the freedom in each other, really. So there's a lot of similarities there. It's really beautiful. And then finally, I mean, just for fun, just so you know, Pluto, Scorpio, 8th house is also about sex, and which is definitely a huge pull for twin flames. Also is a sexual union, and so you both have this fierce sexual desire for each other as well. All right, so let's take a look at your charms. Okay, here we go. Let's get in there. Have you stirred your charms lately? Okay. I see Jack right there. I'm going to pull him out. All right, so we've got AC/DC, and this electricity. I think, you know, a lot has to do with the dynamics of this kind of music, you know, and think about maybe some songs might, you know, I think Thunderstruck, you know, that's a good one. We got a lot of China and USA. And we got the Book of Love. And so, yeah, I felt like I needed to pull out Jack Skellington because he seems very Scorpio, Pluto, 8th house. We got Liberty. See, this is very important. This is a key element for both of you. You've got Bruce Springsteen, so rocker type. You got two kind of rocker things. So you got Italian, maybe Italian heritage for this person. You got two Italians, so Italian is strong here. So like I was saying, you know, this is not for everyone. So for some of you, your person's Italian descent, and maybe for some of you, your person is Chinese descent. You know, this could all, you know, resonate in different ways for different people. The dinosaur could means like, to me, is like an old love or past life kind of thing. This person could be strong or work out, you know, have muscles. The pumpkin is very Cinderella transformation death card, you know. It's incredible how a pumpkin can turn into a stagecoach, and it can go back into a pumpkin again, just like Cinderella. But there's a promise in that story that there is a happily ever after, and I feel like there will be for you too. You got music. You got friendly Aquarius. You've got mermaids, beautiful, and the special snowflake, makes you unique. Look, you got the twin flame flowers and the special box of angels. Yeah, I got a little. That's a sexual symbol to me for some reason. Because cannon, explosions, because you got the bunny too. So if you get the bunny and the cannon, that sounds like sex to me. A top hat, that makes me think of past lives or dressing up. Trust, fearless, be fearless. Road, kitty, dancing shoes, dragonfly, wheel, man. The wheel is like a karmic wheel. It's like so much has gone on, right? And sometimes you have your ups and sometimes your downs. But, it's up to you whether you stay on this roller coaster, on this wagon wheel ride. Then you got the 13th. So guys, 13th, Friday the 13th is a full moon. I'm going to do a Friday the 13th reading for you guys too. So there might be a portal happening. There's supposed to be a portal today. 9/9 is supposed to be a twin flame portal. And then we'll have maybe the ending of the portal ends on the 13th. So, might be a good time for twin flames right now. And look at that, you got the bat. So nighttime, this is very sexy and very Scorpio and masked, and very natural for Scorpios to be hiding behind a mask because that's what they do. New York, see, we got. Well, when I see Italy, I think of New York too, because a lot of Italians in New York. Okay, and then you got love. You got the space shuttle. This is not another weight, so it's like a strong person. But whether they're physically strong with muscles or not, there's a strength to them, right? But I think their appearance is strong. Whether they're like bulging biceps or not, I think they just kind of broad-shouldered, tall, strong for men. And for women, kind of, fit looking, even if they're curvy, they're fit in their curves, basically, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of fit look, no matter what shape you are, big or small, you have sort of a fitness look to you. And maybe you're a little bit of a baby. You get this deer wobbly on your legs, but definitely soaring to new heights. So this is like a really beautiful charms here for you guys. I hope you like that. I'm moving on to the next. Okay, and here's number 2 with the diamond ring. So I got the Illuminati Tarot, which you're going to set to the side because it got a lot of cards going on. But first I'm going to start off with get the masculine and feminine energies here. So first we have from the Goddesses and Sirens, we have Amaterasu, and that's about self-esteem. And so this is saying that you are enough, or the feminine here is enough. Build your self-esteem, or the masculine too. It's just about self-esteem. Build your self-esteem from the inside out. It is your turn to shine. Be the sunshine in your own life. And she is a Japanese goddess, so that could resonate here for if you're a masculine or feminine, male or female who's interested in a female, or it doesn't matter, like Amaterasu could represent a Japanese man as well. I'm just saying fit yourself in anywhere you want, but I pulled one goddess and one god so you can identify with their physicalities, okay? So Amaterasu is self-esteem, and she's just like really peaceful and beloved. Everybody really loved her. She was kind of shy, and she showed her stuff finally and realized, that hey, people did like her after all, and that they would miss her if she stopped being who she was, if she stopped sharing her talents and things like that. So that's kind of saying, go ahead, do that, I mean, you're not doing it as a people pleaser at all. You're just doing it because you love it. Don't be ashamed of it, just be you, and you'll be surprised people really do like what you do, And so Dionysus is all about ecstasy, and it's about letting go and feeling the freedom of pleasure at its most divine. This person is the kind of person that rejects the mundane. So this is a Greek god, and so there could be some Greek heritage in here, Greek ancestors. There's a little bit of negative traits to Dionysus. A lot of people think he's all about debauchery and hedonism or something, but he is actually a liberator. And in the Roman equivalent is Bacchus, and the Bacchus festival is all about breaking the laws without punishment, so that the slaves could trade places with the masters and see what it's like, and nobody would be punished for it. So it's kind of interesting. He believed in letting people try things and break barriers and be free. So maybe he was a little indulgent. There is definitely this desire to try things, and he is theatrical. So this could be an actor in your life. Maybe your twin flame has this desire as a performer or an actor. So let's see what else we've got. We've got the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and Three of Wands. Oh my goodness, I was tickled in my throats today. So the Queen of Wands is this person, whether it's you or your counterpart, is like a flowing beauty of fire. She is seductive and a charming person, charismatic and beautiful. This is a person that loves social events and is a social butterfly and desired by many. So I feel like you guys are marrying each other in this respect too. Like maybe you're both desired by many and both are very maybe social. Like maybe the feminine here started off shy but now is a little bit more social, or knows how to be a social person. The Ace of Cups to me says somebody full of love. This is the soul receiving love, surrendering to joy, bliss, and ecstasy. This is a peaceful being and somebody who is really connected to the world and wanting to share and bring peace to the world. So, that could be both people here, both the masculine and the feminine, having a joyful connection to the world. And then so this is just kind of like overflowing love. So much love. So full of love. You can't even fit any more love here. And then the Three of Wands is about ships coming in. So this could be like an investor, somebody who's self-employed, somebody who has great vision, a leader type, a businessman. And so, if this person is an actor, maybe that kind of goes along with that. Or maybe they dabble in a lot of kind of self-employment type ideas. But they're very creative, very interesting, and they're their own masters, basically. They're their own businessman or woman. And so, yeah. So let's see what your angels and ancestors have to say. So you got the Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action, and the Fire Guardian. So the Shaolin Master is being kind of like subtle and smooth and graceful in movement, slow and steady and adaptable. And it's kind of like the flowing of water and the blowing of air. So this person is gentle. It's a gentle person. On the other hand, so this represents the fire and the air and the water, but then there's also fire and passion here, which kind of reminds me a lot more of, the queen here. So the Fire Guardian is saying ignite your passions. So maybe it's the feminine here that ignites the masculine's passions more than anybody else, and this is about connecting with desires and this is more of a message than the characteristics. So it's kind of like Spirit is saying it's time to go ahead and try a sexual connection. You know, that these sparks could lead to something beautiful. Trust your wilder side. It's encouraged. The Spirit is encouraging you to be a little wild. And because there's coming a great spiritual and sexual connection coming up soon for you. This is a message from Spirit, okay? And then, as far as your Barbary zodiac signs, astrology, you've got Cancer. So maybe somebody here's a Cancer. We have water and fire. See, so the elements here are showing up again, and water and fire make steam and can make all kinds of exciting moments between people. So I feel like definitely like the feminine energy here could be a fire sign. The masculine could be a fire sign as well. But there is a little bit also of a water aspect in this situation. So let's check out your charms. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh, we almost had this one was dangling. We got Mr. Spock who was dangling. He's live long and prosper, and he's logical. We got maybe a bodybuilder here too, somebody that's taking care of their bodies. We got dragonflies and a compass, so there's a direction here. You also got Venus, so there's love happening here, lots of love. So just kind of very much like the Ace of Cups, there is an overflowing amount of love going on here. So you have ever a little house, you might be making a home together. You got brave, and let's just get them all out. Let's get some numbers out here. So you got 11 and 24 and 28 and 6. And the bowler cap, which makes me think of like a past life. And then you got trust and name, taste. That's the Chinese word for taste. You got the crossroads, or this is Operation Lifesaver. So I feel like somebody is protective. It's a protective twin flame you have there. Good enough. You're very connected and protective. Yeah. Something's going to be repaired. So if you're feeling like the connections, something's going on, I feel like something good's going to happen with the connection, because you got Sagittarius and they are optimistic. So that could be another sign you might relate to. The ruler. This could mean two things, like a ruler, like a boss, but also the golden rule. And you know what the golden rule is? Do unto others as they would do unto you. In other words, treat everybody the way you want to be treated, So we got this key that unlocks things. You got the idea, mermaid, beautiful mermaid, brave, miracle, another number 15, some exciting times. Oop, you got the bunny of sexy bunny, pipe, which is like an older person. You got the Hamsa hand with the star in it. That's Hamsa's protective. The puppy. United States. Italian. 4-leaf clover. Looks like some dancing going on. So maybe a dancer here, or somebody who's good at dancing. Believe. Doggy. Like all of these things could be signs for, not all of them for everybody, but some of them for some, We got the dog and the monkey, so those could be Chinese zodiac signs. We got 2 mermaids, so definitely a beautiful feminine here. And tree of life, which is good health. This is golf, so somebody that might like golf. And Aries. So Aries is courageous. So even if you're not an Aries, you might take an example from Aries. And the snowflake that is makes you unique and special and unlike any other person out there. All right, so I hope you like that. I'm going to move on to the next. And here is pile number 3 with the ocean ring. So I'm going to start off. Here's the, this is the tarot, this Illuminati, but I'm going to put that to the side because I want to start off with the masculine and the feminine energies here. The feminine energy, I use the goddesses and sirens, and the masculine energy, gods and titans. But of course, they can be interchanged, and just fit yourself wherever you see yourself. Basically, this, like I said, this reading is for men and women, and all sexual preferences. So we've got Nut. That's how you pronounce it. This is Nut, and she is an Egyptian goddess, the sky goddess. And Nut is about expansiveness. So now it's time to think big. You are a star. Unlimited possibilities is coming to you. And a lot of times, you might be overly curious about things, which is okay, but mystery is part of a natural, is part of your life. That's a natural thing, is to have a little mystery. So don't give away too much, and let some things be a mystery. Let some things unfold naturally. So that's a message for anybody, for you or who, that's for you. And whether you're the masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. That's kind of a message. And then so your masculine, or for the divine counterpart, or the divine masculine here, is Poseidon, is represented by Poseidon. And this is about flow. So there's like this great flow of creativity. This person's creative. His prosperity comes to this person very easily. Also, they might be connected to oceans or water. This is the Greek god that rules the sea. And this could also mean this man could make you pregnant. Like he can cause I feel like a lot of flow between you, sexual flow, but it's also that he's fertile, and he stirs up your fertility. So yeah, he's a good partner for you in that way, especially if you want to conceive, right? And so let's see what your cards have to say. Your tarot you've got the Hierophant, which is Taurus, possibly. The Hierophant is about institutions. Could be a teacher out there, a preacher, somebody who's very knowledgeable, book learned kind of person, somebody who is like a spiritual authority. So somebody that's very elevated spiritually. So that's a good thing, They work for ocean conservation charities kind of thing. Maybe somebody like that, Then you have the Four of Swords. So they do their work, they meditate. That's one of the things that they do. Part of their lifestyle. Their self-healing. They know how to do these things. If they ever get out of balance, they know how to self-heal. If any of this is sounding like you, then it could be very well that you marry each other and you both have these similar traits about each other, Then you have the World, and so the World is all about cycles and completion and feeling complete and feeling good, It's like, but it's also the beginnings and endings, and I feel like experience. So this person's a very experienced person. They've been through many things in their life, and I feel like also together, you've had many lifetimes together, and you're coming again together in this lifetime. And he's experienced, or your counterparts experienced, a lot of life lessons. And yeah, but they love life, they really have a lot of joie de vivre. All right, so here we go. We've got the ancestors and angels and ancestors cards, and you have the Druid. So the Druid is saying hold the space, and it's all about staying strong. knowing where you are and where you're supposed to be. So you're just this person, the masculine. I'm feeling the masculine here. This druid is talking about old time scholars from the British Isles. So maybe there's a British connection here too with your twin flame. And it's saying just stick to what you believe and don't change your plan. So that's goes along great with the Hierophant. This person's pretty wise and they know that the decisions they make are the right decisions for themselves. But it kind of does make them a bit of a loner, and maybe not everybody understands them so well. And then we've got the wise one. So this is represented by a woman or older woman, a crone type. And it's saying grow within your current situation. So this could be, the feminine here. Don't they make a lovely couple? And this could be your higher selves, or your ancestors, protecting and guarding you as a couple. And so basically, this is the same. This message is almost the same as saying knuckle down, connect to task and project, and persevere. So there's just a very kind of stubborn, persevering force right here. It's like your ancestors saying, stick with this, persevere. And then finally, the hunter came out. So track down your fears and desires. There could be things that block you, like your fears. And so it's time to just really search what is going on with those fears. The hunter is represented by Cernunnos. So maybe your masculine has kind of this wild look. Maybe he has long hair. Maybe he's bearded. Maybe he's kind of has a similar feeling of the hunter here. There's an energy of fear and fearlessness. When you're hunting, you feel both at the same time. And this is very strong masculine energy right here. And it's saying overcome limitations. So don't let those fears get in your way of being together and loving each other. And I feel like that fears are working in both of your side. It's a mirroring thing that you're dealing with, and your ancestors are trying to help you get out of this fear mode. And finally, your Barbary astrology has Capricorn, so maybe Capricorn out there, Pisces, maybe Pisces out there, and Mercury, which is the planet and the god of communication. This is the messenger god. It's about mind, intelligence, saying share your ideas and be heard, as well as this is a yearning for more education. So this person, it's a very educated person, but constantly wants to learn more, and maybe you mirror that too, maybe you're just alike in that respect. So let's take a look at your charms. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I went ahead and spread them out for you. So we got the key, we got the rope of connectivity. There's no scissors here cutting this cord, so stick together. There's a birdie, Aquarius, Taurus. You also have Capricorn and Pisces, and that the reason I mention these is because, definitely there could be a whole lot of variety out there, and so just connect with what resonates. But yeah, you got Mercury, so this marble represents Mercury to me, the planet of communication, the god of communication and intelligence and studies. You've got hanger for a new wardrobe. I love the citron that comes out rarely, and that's like blessing the whole thing. The keys to unlocking everything. You got a lot of modes of transportation and news, possible news coming in. You also have Mr. Spock, who's logical, and so that's very kind of Mercury, and live long and prosper. You've got the two heart key here, so you're unlocking things together. You're just learning about each other. There's a lot of signs and symbols from angels and nature, and there's music going on. It's a miracle. Maybe take a chance. Bingo is like a game of chance, and when it comes to love, you might need to make a chance. Before I forget, I just want to say faith, trust, and pixie dust to everybody. I wanted to let you know how much I love you and thank you for your support and being there for me. I'm going to keep reading this, and then when it ends, okay? So yeah, I think this is really exciting. I like this one too. This is a sundial, and it's pointing at 2 and 8. You don't have any numbers here. That's interesting. So 2 and 8 and 10 might be important to you here. The iron of ironing things out. The keys of unlocking everything. I love that one. The frog of good luck, and the kitty, true and play, and modes of transportation, and important for, don't be late for an important date, you guys. Maybe some outdoor activities. So yeah, a bunch of fun times together. So I hope you like that. I feel like your guy he's going to be pretty athletic, stable, maybe likes to travel, but you guys are kind of like two peas in the pod, At least spiritually you are, and your ancestors are looking out for you. All right, you guys, if there's anything that you think you missed, please let me know in the comment section. It went a little bit long, but I hope you enjoyed that. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.